After taking the hostages to safety, Aerith, Elena, Tarantula, Stoneheart, and Slib return to Valra's Bow for payment. Greencliff, however, is quickly becoming dangerous, as the criminals roaming the town are revealed to be part of the Bloodtooth Syndicate, a widespread criminal organization. Valra says she'll do the best she can to keep the situation under control, and that she'd wired nearby cities and government officials to send help. After paying them, Valra is revealed that she had been watching Elena and Tarantula since they entered the city, suspecting they were members of the Syndicate. When they proved otherwise by killing the men in the alley, they earned her trust. Valras then inquires why they'd been poking around the old Shesk Manor. Elena claims it was owned by someone she knew, Arun Shesk. In a rush before rejoining combat, Valras explained that 6 years ago, Arun came to town with 2 people, asking for sanctuary with the Salvagers, and that Elena could find one of them near Windstone, a woman named Havenbeam. Valras urges them to leave Greencliff before the Syndicate finds them. After Stoneheart told her it was an honor doing business for the last 5 years, the group then fled the city toward Windstone. An early morning fog hovers above the grassy dirt road that you all walk down. The rain has reduced to a drizzle in the early morning light. The ground is muddy in this area. Your boots getting stuck and having some resistance as you pull them out of the ground as you continue westward. What are you guys all doing on the road?
Tarantula is going to walk up to Elena. Elena, all the stuff that we've seen, have you ever seen anything like that?
Well, not personally, I guess. And she kind of considers for a moment. No, I haven't.
Like that explosion and the moving ground, and it was all so beautiful, but really scary too. A bit overwhelming, really.
Yes, quite. Elena's not really saying much. She kind of pulls her cloak tighter around her. It was.
So, where do you all come from? I mean, Stoneheart, I know where you're from, you're from, but everybody else, where'd you come from?
I travel around a lot. I was staying here for a little while and got caught up with some bad business.
Sorry. Same. I'm sorry.
It's fine.
Luke's having
get it.
a bit of a crisis.
You'll get it, King.
Yeah. But no, I come from nowhere important.
Oh, okay. Sure.
Where do you know where I came from? Or how do you know where I came from?
Well, I don't know where you're came from, but that broken, weird structure place is where you live, right? That's your house?
Fair, yeah.
Really weird place to live, by the way. Why would you choose to live there?
It's safe.
It's not
It's safe.
from maybe people, but there's zombie robots, which are arguably worse.
Well, not even people. Didn't 2 people get in there? I mean, there were 2 bodies.
That's true. There was 2 people who just attacked us.
Nowhere's safe when you're getting hunted.
It's safe.
it's the opposite of safe. You get attacked constantly.
If the house wasn't safe, we would have died.
I mean, who knows? Yeah, I guess you're right. Nothing did attack us at night, so.
Well, we got lucky.
That is true. We did get lucky.
It's also hard to get into. Especially for Aerith over here. He was struggling a lot, wasn't he?
Yeah, he was.
Bad house design.
Bad thing design. You design. Yeah.
That was very smooth of you.
I'm a poet.
I can tell.
Eventually, over the next few hours, the rain starts to pour down heavier, and you feel the wind start to pick up, blowing in from the sea. You, Stoneheart, being kind of familiar with the area, know that there's kind of like, you get the idea that there is kind of a last wave of the storm coming, and that you should probably seek shelter.
Oh, like where are we right now? Are we just on the road? Is there any shelter nearby?
Okay, make a perception check for me. And anyone helping?
Yeah, could I help?
Yeah. That's a 14. Okay. So.
Hold on. Oh, wait. Oh, yeah, the helping is advantage.
Oh, it's
Sorry.
advantage? Oh. That's 15.
15. Okay. So you peer around through the fog around you as the wind picks up. And through the fog, you start to see what appears to be a stone structure carved of dark gray brick that just kind of like rises 2 stories up into the air. It looks decrepit, but it has a few walls standing and may provide some shelter.
Follow me. We need shelter. Storm's only getting worse tonight. I see something on the horizon. I would prefer if we went there.
Are you sure it would be safe?
He has a bad history.
I don't think we need to worry about that.
It's safer than just being out here.
You seem to be very unconcerned with everyone's well-being, just your own.
Thunder rumbles in the distance.
You can stay out here if you want. I'm going in there.
Alright, fine. Let's go.
Okay.
Gareth is gonna heft his ice umbrella and walk after
Yeah, you have that ice.
Tarantula's gonna pull up her hood and just scuttle in there.
So, as you begin to make the diversion off the road towards this structure you see in the distance, the rain starts to pick up, and the wind does too, as it just starts to pelt down on you. Even a few drops of ice and hail start to pour from the sky as lightning flashes in the distance around you. The gray clouds turning a much darker color, and you eventually, right as the storm overtakes you, you reach the inside of this structure. It looks like an old, almost a small fort of sorts. You notice like kind of a barracks set up in there. The structure rises up another story, and there appears to be like a circular room up there. The front wall kind of open to the elements.
Any signs that this has been recently inhabited?
Make a investigation check from that. Yeah, go ahead. 15. As far as you can tell now, there appears to be moss growing on several areas of here, and some of the walls have kind of crumbled in, and some of the windows too.
Is it later in the day?
No, it's early.
Oh, it's early.
Mhm. You see what would have been a door if it had not rotted away years ago. The doorway just standing bare.
Is there anything that we could make a fire out of?
Do you want to look ground somewhere. It's going to be a little bit harder because storm.
It's true.
And also you're kind of in a plane right now, so it would be a little difficult.
Well, are there any like vines or grasses growing like inside the building where they'd be like relatively dry?
Are you entering the building?
Yeah, you know what?
Yeah,
Tarantula's gonna walk on in there.
Okay. You walk inside, and the howling of the wind dies down somewhat, although not altogether, as there are many cracks in the stone ruin as it just whistles, making an eerie noise. It's dark in here, but there is still some light leaking through. And you see not much in the way of tinder, but you do see like bits of tall green grass poking out of muddy gaps in the floor.
Is it bright in there? Like, can you see?
No, it's like kind of dark, not fully dark, but
Okay,
it's shadowy.
I'm gonna go in and pull out my lantern and just light a match.
Oil or
Oil.
Okay.
Tarantula's just gonna start going around and pulling out all the grass that she can see and kind of piling it in the middle. This is the best tinder I could find for a fire, but it'll keep us warm for a few minutes maybe. We can start something.
Make a survival check for me just to check to see how much you can gather.
This is 2 stories?
This is 2 stories. You see so it looks like what was a metal ladder ascending upward, but it's kind of been, it would take a little bit of work getting up there, as it's kind of, the bottom's kind of rusted away and you spot it lying on the ground nearby.
Can I try and prop it up to climb it?
Unfortunately it's, oh, yeah, you could actually.
Can I like hold it for him so he can climb?
Yeah.
I got a 22 for survival, by the way.
22 for survival? Okay,
Yeah.
You kind of poke your head outside through one of the windows and you find a shrub that's kind of sheltered by a little bit of wall. The shrub is just kind of dancing in the wind, and you hop out and you just uproot it really quick and then jump right back in through the window. And you slib, propping the ladder up with a clank. Aerith grabs it for you as you manage to scuttle upward. It's a bit wobbly, but you reach eventually the circular room above.
Tell me if you find anything valuable.
And you see what looks like you've been on a ship before. You know what a cannon looks like, but this
Cannon? Directly pointed at your face.
So you've seen what a cannon looks like.
All of a sudden, we're in a cartoon.
This is not one of those cannons. The ones that you're used to seeing dark powder loaded into and lit.
Wait, he
Jeez.
has gunpowder.
Yeah, but it's not that kind of cannon. You see,
Fast travel, boys.
You see-
Stick someone in there, shove some gunpowder in, poosh.
you see what looks like a stone and metal construct that is cannon-like in shape, except much larger and stretches outward. The end of it kind of coming to a squared gap, and you notice what appears to be many like bits of old stone tablets and circuitry kind of attached to it, and multiple like old rusted wires just poking out of it around here.
All right. Is there anything else, or is it just like the cannon in the circular room?
That's pretty much all you can find up there.
Okay. I'll look down at Aerith and go, there's a large weird cannon thing up here.
A cannon?
Big boomstick.
Earth just kind of glances around. Everyone else is. How big of a cannon? Like
15 feet in length.
Whoa. Okay, Stoneheart's gonna just start walking towards the ladder, holding Earth. He's gonna start climbing up.
Can I hold it? Like Slib and
Yes.
Stoneheart are 2 different. Okay.
Yeah, you can.
I'm a pretty skinny guy.
Mm.
Not older.
Elena's gonna go to the doorway. Is there a door in this doorway?
Yeah, there's a door.
Okay.
You notice, as you walked in, you notice what appeared to be like metal frames for bunk beds just sitting there rusting.
Okay. How many?
maybe about 6.5.
Oh, okay. Is there like any other room or like a cabinet or something, or like any? Is it just a big one
There
room and then another room on top of it with a cannon, or is there any other door?
So there is another room, but you kind of have to go outside to get it because it's like a walled enclosed space with like maybe with like 2 buildings in it.
Oh, okay, okay. Well, Elena will head towards the door.
Okay.
Yeah, potentially go into the other room. But go ahead.
The walls of the other it is a smaller other building. You get the idea it was maybe a storage room or an armory. It's kind of crumbled and decrepit. The roof is caved in one area. As you walk outside, the wind batters you and rain just starts pouring around you as you kind of flip your hood up and it and like all of your clothes just kind of billow in the wind as you march your way through and into this smaller building, and you look inside. Now, with your keen eyes, you're able to scan around, and you notice maybe several bits of armor in here. What looks like tubes that kind of with an ends that like extend downward into a flat area, and kind of a loop with them. And you notice kind of a mechanism in the back. They're just kind of lying there. Some of them are rusted and broken, and you notice. Holding one of those, a semi-armored figure, and what would have been a corpse, but is now just a little more than a few bones overgrown.
Oh, so it's a skeleton.
Yeah.
Do I know if there's a war ever in Greencliff?
In this area, go make a history check for me.
Is he with me?
No. I just.
Oh, just in general. Okay.
Yeah, there's
Looking at the cannon right now.
Oh, that's a 9.
That's a 9.
Would I? Can I also make a check? Please?
Yeah, go ahead.
Can I investigate this?
You're proficient in
armor?
history, right?
Yeah, I believe so.
I should have asked that.
Can I investigate this armor, see if I recognize it or anything?
And that'd be a history check. Do you have proficiency in history?
I do have proficiency.
You do have proficiency in history. Okay. Ancient folklore.
Actually, I do not have proficiency in history.
You don't? Okay.
Can I also make a check?
I'm gonna say no. This is you're not native to this area.
I have proficiency, but it's only a +1 bonus.
You might have -1 too.
Oh, yeah. 14 plus 1, 15.
14 plus 1, 15. Okay. You have some faint recollection of like there was a war here long ago. You remember there was maybe hundreds of years ago. You do remember like a faint recollection of that, but you didn't have much of a formal education, so that's unfortunately all you can glean. There's like a familiarity to it. You remember there was the use of. It was closer to the time of the ancients.
Okay.
So there were weapons employed then that were a bit closer at that time in this area.
So this cannon is probably like a modern piece of artillery.
Yeah, maybe.
Okay, howitzers. Okay.
That is kind of what it looks like. Although, yeah. So metagame here, that it does look a bit like an artillery cannon.
Okay.
A little bit. It does not look functional. It doesn't look functional.
Only one way to find out.
Also,
Yeah, maybe. So you get the idea was maybe like a century or two after like the fall,
Oh, okay.
but not that far after.
Is it like, well, I'm not up there, so I can't.
Like, do you want to know how? Oh, wait, the cannon. Okay. Yeah, sorry. Stoneheart, you're currently looking at this.
as Stoneheart climbs up the ladder, you notice that Stoneheart does not weigh a lot, even though he's in full armor. He just climbs up there and does not weigh a lot.
Ghost.
And then I'm gonna look at the cannon, and then is there like a panel that I can pop off?
Yeah, so there is kind of in the back panel.
Alright, he's gonna pop it off with his tools and then look inside at all the technology.
Okay. You're just inspecting it. Make an investigation check plus your proficiency with salvagers.
While they're all doing this, could Tarantula
And your
be
proficiency to an investigation check. So,
could Tarantula be just setting up a fire so when everybody comes back, there's something to come back to? I
Yeah.
believe I have a tinderbox.
you have tinderbox.
Can they like get down without me holding the ladder? Like, do I still need to be holding it?
They can jump down 5 feet.
That's fine.
Okay.
It's only 5 feet.
That's 21.
21? Alright. You're kind of experienced with these. You remember seeing something of similar make, not Holly you brought back, but something Valra's had, maybe in one of her shops. As you pull out, are you using a cutter?
Yeah.
Okay. It's a little bit more damaging, but yeah. As you see Stoneheart pull out what appears to be like a device that is like a small cylinder, then he flicks something on it, the cylinder opens up, and then you see a blue like flame come out of it and like kind of crackle there, and then he just cuts through the panel, pulls it back, and looks into the circuitry. You see what appears to be a kind of inside of here. You see a canister, like about that big, and all of these stone tablets and runic circuits are kind of just lined up, connected to it.
Can I take him out?
Okay, make a dexterity check plus your salvager's tool proficiencies, just to see if you damage it on the way out.
No.
Yeah, dexterity plus your... Well, sleight of hand. No, just do dexterity. Just do dexterity, never mind, yeah.
That's so cocked.
Natural 20.
Natural 20. Oh, okay. You just
Also very common.
reach in, pulling out some of your other tools carefully, and then you pop it out. It's kind of a canister. It's like a cylinder about that big, with several markings just written on it. It's slightly damaged, but
How big for the...
how big is it? It's about a foot in length.
Okay. Is it an artillery show?
No.
No, okay.
You said it has runes on it?
There
I
is
don't
no
know, actually.
place. So you notice you're fairly familiar with this kind of weaponry. There's no place to load this thing.
Okay. He's gonna.
And you notice you're analyzing it, right? So
Yeah.
you would see the wiring in the back connecting to this, and you would notice the wiring going further down to the end of this cannon, and you would see the several like broken. You got a natural 20, right? Yeah. You would see broken emitters at the end that were wired up to this. So you get the idea that whatever this would do, it would be drawing power from a power source, then directly emitting it.
So it's like a battery. In a way. I see.
You're not too sure.
Okay. He's gonna just look down the ladder. It's 5 feet. He's just gonna hop down.
Okay.
And Earth kind of walked away. What'd you find?
This thing.
Can I take a look?
Sure. He throws it at him.
Are you gonna try and catch it? Okay, you were turned around, so we'll have this be a dexterity check.
Balls explodes.
How
Everyone
haphazardly?
dies.
How haphazardly did you throw it?
No,
at
I
Earth
threw
while
it like
his
a
turn?
soft underhand throw.
Well, I'm in
While
the other
his back
building.
was while his back was
I'm
turned.
not. I'm in the middle of the building. I'm
I
gonna die.
Okay, roll. Let's have it. Roll a dexterity check.
Just like straight up
Straight up dexterity. It's just your reflexes.
Oh, okay.
He didn't throw it that hard. He didn't throw it that hard. at
We're
you,
in
but
danger.
Oh my god.
That is a 9. Okay.
yeah. That was 9 in total.
9 in total.
No.
Okay, so you it flies
nice
toward
9,
you.
you
Needed a
guys.
10.
I know.
So it flies towards you, and you just kind of catch it, and then it falls, and you kind of knock it with your foot, and just clanks on the ground.
Is it like damaged?
Not more than it was.
Okay. Aerith is just kind of look embarrassed and pick it up.
Yeah, because now it's your fault. Yeah.
Can I make an Arcana check to try and recognize the runes?
On it?
Yeah.
This is not Oath Rune.
Oh, it's not okay.
Yeah, no, this is much more ancient.
Ooh, okay.
You can keep it if you want. I have no one to give it to, so.
Sure. And I'll just kind of put it in his knapsack.
The whole thing? It's not big.
Oh, what is it?
You can put it. You have a knapsack or you have a backpack? I would think you'd have a
I
backpack.
have a backpack.
Yeah. Okay. Or you'd have a huge knapsack.
Yeah.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
can just tie it on.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I kind of just put it on the side like a scroll
Yeah.
or something. Okay.
Yeah.
What was I doing? Okay, I'm gonna cast shape water. Is there any damp places in the room? I want to dry it out.
The entire room is damp. There are several holes in the
Can I
ceiling.
just go around bring the water throwing out the window and getting out the ball and throwing out the window?
Are you going?
So
you're just going. You
necessary.
can try. You're going to try to do this. Okay.
It's like a 5 area kind of just
All right, Aerith. walks
vacuum
forward.
cleaner.
So Aerith looks
No,
pretty
not
cool.
all at once. Like go around the room. And,
Yeah, so Aerith like walks around the room, hands splayed out, whispering. Is it verbal?
Yes. It's
Okay, whispering like subtle incantations as the water on the ground starts to like fall upward and then just kind of like move out of the room. And eventually you give up though as you realize it's kind of a losing battle as there is just torrential rain just pouring down and dripping through like several of the cracks.
yeah.
Well, if the house didn't have leaks in it, you'd be doing a great job.
Thank you, Tarantula. That makes me feel much better.
Elena's gonna come back at this point. What was in the other story?
Big gun.
And this. Here, just kind of pull it out.
Do I see? Do they?
Yeah, you see a foot-long cylinder made of metal with several runes kind of drawn on it. The end of it is cracked off, and you see like several what appears to be like wires of sorts just sticking out of it. Ancient wires at this point.
I could probably sell for a little bit of money, so.
Elena just shrugs.
Well, what did you find, Elena?
Well, there's a skeleton in the other room. He's been dead for quite some time. He's wearing armor. That's about it.
There we go. Well,
It's a bit worrying, but he's been dead for some time. I'm sure it's fine.
Like hundreds of years.
Oh, okay. Then I'm sure we'll.
I'm sure whatever killed him is long gone. Hopefully.
Well,
I like the way Nathan's smiling.
Spooky.
let's get on with it. I don't want to stay here any more than we have to.
Yeah, Tarantula's gonna look outside and just go, I don't know, these storms tend to last quite a while. We might be holed up here for a little bit now.
You see, like in the distance, the road that you guys were on, and then you see a flash of light, and then you see like flame like leap up as you hear thunder rumble like really loudly where you guys were like through this area.
Yeah, we should definitely stay here for quite some time, I think.
I'm gonna go to like a dry corner and just put my suitcase down. Is that what it's called? Briefcase. And then I'm gonna sit next to him, just rest my head against the wall.
TM. For the lightning, I got
How do you react?
Elena.
Not well, but
Yeah. Elena kind of after the lightning flash and the flare of fire, she kind of she was still kind of in the doorway. She kind of stumbles back and then falls down. And you can see her eyes kind of flicker into the red color of the magic for just a second, and then it kind of dies that down, and she's panting. But she's
Eris just kind of looks over and smirks.
Tarantula runs over to her and tries to help lift her up. Oh my god, Elena, are you alright?
I'm fine.
Did
I'm
the...
fine.
What
Nothing.
happened?
Nothing. It's nothing.
Slib will kind of like turn away and just be like, "Psh, afraid of lightning."
Okay, well, just stay inside then, I guess, away from the outside and the lightning.
Elena just nods to the same thing.
DM, was Tarantula able to get a fire started, or...
did you have a tinderbox?
Yeah,
and
I do
I'll
have a
include the
tinderbox.
survival check. So yeah.
Okay.
Do I know if there is anywhere in this world that is not in the storm?
Oh, you mean within the storm itself?
Not within the storm.
Not within the storm.
Doesn't deal with this lot.
That doesn't deal with
Lightning.
lightning and rain rolling.
Yeah.
Yeah, there are a few areas. There'll be more sheltered by mountains. This area is kind of sheltered, as Greencliff is the kind of Greencliff, the area. So this area is very rugged. Like there's a lot of like there's a mixture of like lots of dark gray stone and black rock, and then of course the huge like mountain-sized structures around it. So it does block the worst of the storms, but not all of it. But coastlines tend to get hit pretty hard. You get the idea. That's why, from what you remember something about more crops being farmed towards the center of kind of land masses, as they're furthest away from the coast and by extension the storm itself. Okay. After a while, the crackling sound of a small fire fills the area. Golden light shifting on the walls.
You're not used to the storm.
Talking to me?
Yeah. Just out in general.
No. I know very well.
I'm sorry, what did you say? I was really close to the fire. I didn't hear that.
To who? Who are you?
To you.
Oh.
Stoneheart.
Are you used to the storm?
Oh, yeah, I'm really used to the storm. I remember it, somebody that I knew, it killed someone. Yeah. That was really fun to find that body. But yeah, at least we're in shelter now. No trees can fall on us and crush our bodies. That's great, right?
It sounds like there's multiple people with trauma from the storm here.
Does anybody else have any stories about the storm that they'd like to share?
All I know is it caused foggy nights.
Just so you know, the storm doesn't touch any part of this continent. It's bits of it that come off that cause like Rainweek and whatnot. But just to clarify,
It's generalization.
yeah, it's generalizations. But just to clarify, if anyone was confused.
I've never had problems with the storm. Never touched me.
Well, yeah, you have your cool rain, helmet thing made out of water.
Yes, but Aerith kind of looks very uncomfortable saying, I'm sorry, that's how do I say? Bloodline trait, yes. Some grandfather learned a bit of magic or something. It's not important.
Oh, okay. Well, does anybody have any stories in general? I mean, we're gonna be here for quite a while, I think, so campfire stories?
Are you like looking at me in the actual game?
No, I'm just looking around. I'm just looking around, sorry.
Aerith is just gonna kind of glance up at Stoneheart and look back down at the fire.
Not that I can remember. I'm an old man. Lived out here a long time. Things happened in my life, and I accepted that.
In my town, we had a rhyme. It was more of a children's rhyme, actually. Now, when I think about it, it's kind of silly, but it goes, the storm brings terror, the storm brings fright. When the storm comes, it blots out the starlight.
That's a pretty poem.
Well, not when you think about it.
I guess, but it's very accurate.
That's the scary part.
I could talk more about the person I knew that got killed by the storm.
You seem to want to talk about this, so go ahead if you want to.
No, but I just don't like the fact that it's so quiet in here.
Aerith is like looking increasingly more uncomfortable. I think I'm gonna go for a short walk. I need some fresh air. He kind of gets up and you see like the water just kind of lift up off the floor, materialize into his little umbrella and walks outside.
Are you sure you should? I don't think you should be going out.
I'll be fine. Don't worry.
Okay.
Stoneheart's gonna pull out of his. He has already his lantern in front of him. He's gonna pull out another lantern. Stare at it. Ponder. And he's gonna put it down next to him.
Alright.
This one, so this lantern he pulls out looks a little bit nicer, made of metal and some stone thrown in with a bit of wood and intricate carvings along its length.
Where are you from, Stoneheart?
Everywhere. I've been everywhere.
Where were you born?
Born on a small city. Born in a coal mine. Born a life where I never had a choice.
Well, sounds like a very unique experience.
I don't wish it upon anyone else.
And yet, here we are, in the middle of the storm, in a 2-story house, with a big gun on top of it.
Fun stuff.
Better than just being out there, in my opinion.
Not my opinion.
Then you can go walk. Just like Earth did.
Earth's not going anywhere. He's just walking in circles.
You can go.
The wind continues to blow through the room. Earth, what are you doing?
Iris just kind of walks out, and he's actually walking kind of in circles around the house, just kind of looking out into the storm. Do I see anything out there?
Make a perception check with disadvantage due to the heavy elements. You kind of blink back the rain and wind. Eight. Nothing that you can see.
Aerith just kind of take a few like deep breaths, like slow deep breaths. Kind of let his umbrella like fall for a second, get his hair kind of wet, and then walk back inside.
Lightning kind of flashes in the distance.
Sorry about that. I was suffocating here. I don't know if it's the smoke or something, but it feels nice to, just get a quick dash of rain.
If you say so.
Opens your mouth like she wants to say something.
Stoneheart, are you alright?
Sure, it's fine. It's just dry, I think.
It's dry.
In a
It's more
rainstorm?
water than I've ever seen in my life.
The fire is probably just burning. I don't know. He's just gonna put his part of his coat over it, his nose, and just hold it.
Okay.
And he's just gonna rest his head back and close his eyes.
What about you, Slid? What's your story?
Me's family come from mines. We Me's family come from mines. We worked against our will. I never really knew my parents much.
Oh, doesn't sound like a very pleasant life. If it's not too personal, I understand if you don't want to discuss it, but ever since I met you, I've been wondering about the runes on your skin. I recognize a few of them, but many I don't.
The runes on my skin are great spells that have been taught to me from an old friend.
So they're actually what allows you to cast.
Yes. When you're in the mines with little resources, you don't really have paper to write spells on.
Still, that's incredible that you're able to cast. It's not a very common trait.
Is that why you have a candle on your head?
The candle is magic. It helps me see into the future and the past.
Elena kind of, her eyes grow wide.
The future.
Well,
And the past.
great candle god. The candle knows all.
The candle knows all.
More blood falls from Stone Knight's face.
You can kind of just see like Aerith's jaw hanging open. I'm sorry. Did you say seeing into the future?
Yes.
I'm
How
sorry.
far?
How did you come across this item?
Well, candle is thing we kobolds worshipped in the mines. We like candle. We think candle is helpful for all sorts of tasks.
Elena's gonna pull out a piece of gold coin. Can you tell me what side this is gonna land on if I flip it?
There's a 50-50 chance.
Actually, it's a really good
Candle. Candle doesn't help see measly things like that.
It's
Candle.
gold. What about this? If you guess it right, I'll give it to you.
I've mined so much gold in my life. None of it went to me.
Well, then this means all the much more, wouldn't it?
Do not. Candle doesn't care for money. Candle cares for candle.
Just give it a guess. If you're right, it'll be interesting.
Heads.
All right.
Are we actually
Elena's
gonna do this?
Roll, I guess roll a d6 for me.
Yeah.
I think that'll
Odds
be
heads,
closest thing.
evens is tail.
Okay, okay. You said heads?
Yeah, I said heads. What is it?
Even.
It would have been cool.
Elena's gonna pick up the coin. Well, I guess the candle doesn't care for money, so.
Aerith kind of sighed.
You can tell he's just a bit crazy. He's not mentally stable, but that's okay.
Well, maybe next time you'll get it.
Candle always gets it right when Candle wants to get it right.
Well, maybe next time the candle will want to get it right.
Do me a favor. If you give me premonitions, tell me. I'd like to learn more about this magic. I've heard of people being able to use it, but they're incredibly rare and few and far between.
Yes, if Candle decides to tell you anything, I will tell you. I speak for Candle.
All right then.
I haven't seen many magic people in my life. It's odd that you all are here now. Why are you all here?
Well, there's a difference between magic and other forces.
Well,
I'm sure that Aerith here and Slib both use magic. I wouldn't say that I use magic necessarily.
What would you say you do?
I wish I knew.
I
But I don't write things down, or recite spells, or read from scrolls, or any of the other wizardish sorcery stuff.
Have you always been able to use magic?
Not exactly.
When did your abilities first start to develop?
Well, actually, not all that long ago. You could say that.
Are we talking like a year, a month?
It's She kind of shifts and raises one of her hands, and you can see the kind of the red energy light, whatever it is, kind of dancing between her fingers. It's hard to explain. You wouldn't understand.
I have a fairly good comprehension of magic. If you explained it to me, I might be able to help you with your situation.
I don't think so. No offense to your magical knowledge, but I don't think so.
If you want to keep it personal, I understand. And just kind of sits back.
Isn't it a little bit dangerous to use something that you don't fully understand?
Earth's gonna kind of perk up at that.
I disagree.
There's danger in living in this world at all, isn't there?
That's an interesting analogy.
I
Yeah.
guess you're right, but you can make it far less dangerous.
Living in the forest. That's dangerous, right?
It is, but you take precautions to make sure it's not.
Same thing. I don't go willy-nilly magicking things whenever I feel like I have to. No. I do when I have to, but you won't see me using ice to make an umbrella or cleaning water out of a room with some little spells. That's what's dangerous.
How old are you, Elena?
That's a good question. Give me just a second.
Yo, let me double check, bruh.
Early 20s, I think. It's 20, 24. Yeah, okay.
24.
Interesting. How old are you, Aerith?
I'd rather not discuss my age.
Actually, I already know your age. I didn't need to ask, but
You know.
I'm an Elijah.
Oh, okay, so you're like 5.
Which, in character, you don't have any idea.
yeah,
what
yeah,
that
no
is.
idea. You're very young.
Not you.
Not you.
Not you.
Kind of later, yeah. Very young.
You, I'm not talking to you.
You're very young. It's okay. Try.
I'd like to think that was in character.
It wasn't here.
I was just kind of like, oh.
Shut up.
Is Stoneheart still bleeding by any chance?
Yeah.
Stoneheart, are you sure you're alright? You're still bleeding from your face.
That means it's not just a character thing.
No, no.
It's a 9. Just,
A lot of 9s.
I know, right? Like, it's...
Let's stop right there before we get sued.
We won't get
immediately.
sued.
Matthew Mercer himself comes down. He's like, these bastards are talking about my game. Sue them now.
Yeah.
We're working. We
Uh,
love you,
Anyway.
Matthew Mercer. Please don't sue us.
yeah, we love you, please.
Okay.
Please, please.
Anyway,
Keeps bleeding. He's just gonna cover it.
Do you want help? Maybe? Do you know what's wrong?
No, but I've had these for the past few months. I'm sure I'm fine.
Have you considered going to a doctor?
There's none.
are there really no doctors?
Doctors aren't real.
Greencliff isn't exactly a large enough city to have a functioning hospital in it. You get the idea? You saw an apothecary there.
Did you go to them?
I don't think they would care about me.
If you
So
paid them, they
old.
might.
You saw a few. You
How
remember?
old are you, Stoneheart?
You remember seeing an apothecary with herbs and charms hanging out the windows? Yeah, probably not.
I'm 70-something years old.
That's why I
you're still
constantly
out
call
here.
him an old man.
Barely live.
take a look at your face and see what's going on?
It's okay.
Are you sure?
Yeah. Oh,
Okay.
Lasts maybe about another 20 seconds before stopping.
What time is it, DM?
Now it's kind of pushing past noon at this point. A few hours passed. And, yeah.
I thought it was gonna be like 8 at night.
Well, you guys got up in the early morning. And so, yeah.
So are we feeling like we should sleep now, or is it?
Afternoon.
No. Like, I mean, some of you kind of doze off for a bit, and actually, kind of during one of those phases, you, Tarantula, will kind of like looking up in the rafters. You see, not in the rafters, in like one of the cracks that leads outside. You see a small figure, maybe about 5 inches tall, kind of just peeking and looking at you. Mask, a small like mask. There are the inches. 5 inches tall, like tiny, yeah. Figure. None of you can see this, but kind of just wearing like what looks like a mixture of like kind of tied moss leaves, and it kind of just peeks down at you. It's still following you.
It's a really, really small elf.
Oh, that thing.
Either she's seeing things, or we're in a gnome's house.
Oh, King Gnome.
Could Tarantula, like, she grabs her dagger and brandishes it and walks forward.
do I see this?
Okay, so
Eric's
as
kind
you
of staring at
as you kind of turn the corner to look up at it, underneath the crack, pointing your dagger at it, all you see is a rock just hanging over the edge, kind of shaped like a figure. All of you are just kind of watching her point at what appears to be like a 5-ish inch tall rock, just kind of.
That's a rock, Tarantula.
Tarantula, like, shakes her head off. I thought I saw something, but I guess it was nothing.
You turn back to look at it, and the rock's gone.
Do we see this?
You guys weren't paying that much attention.
Wait, you said that we saw.
The rock.
You said that we saw a 5-inch rock. And now the rock's gone. Am I seeing things?
I would like to say that the angle for some of you made it look like it was a trick of the light.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
But for Tarantula, who is standing directly underneath it, it's a bit, I guess.
Could Tarantula, like, run up to the, like, a window or something? Does the house have any, like, windows? Or just gaps in the wall?
You kind of run over to the window, peek out, and all you see is a single pine cone balancing in the wind.
Where are we coming from?
There are no trees nearby.
Could Tarantula, like, you know what? No. She's
Grab the pine cone.
Yes. Run out and grab it.
That's 5th level.
Never seen that before. That's a new thing.
Yeah.
And as the day's going on, by the way, it's like you guys doze off and on.
Anyone chowing down on rations?
Okay.
Yeah, I'll have some
It's gonna be
rations.
like
Sardines.
Yeah,
All
I'll
of a
have the
sudden we're
sardines.
from,
I'll
Actually,
have
wait,
the
I kind of want to do
sardines.
something.
Yeah.
I'm gonna turn this. Slib, if it's alright with you, obviously, if it's a no, it's a no. But I'd like to copy down some of those runes on your skin for further research. Maybe I just kind of pull like a piece of like a small notebook out of his backpack.
Make an Arcana check for me while you're gonna copy.
Yeah, I'm gonna copy.
I'm gonna say no.
No. Okay. Eric's kind of like, oh, okay. He looks very disappointed.
Stockhart's gonna be like rummaging through his briefcase whenever like people aren't really paying attention.
Okay.
And he's gonna be putting stuff in his coat.
Just see Stoneheart.
The candle burns. Candle see all.
Elena's gonna walk out into the rain. Yeah, she's gonna pull the skeleton out of the.
If there's hardly any of it left. At this
Okay,
point,
well, if
it's
there's
like a few, yeah,
she'll pull whatever is left out.
a few teeth.
She'll find a stick and she'll find the helmet.
Yeah.
And she'll stick that somewhere outside. And then she's gonna start winging Eldritch blasts at it.
Okay. After a few tries, you like find a nearby stick, put it on the ground in the wind, your hood getting annoyingly in your way, and your longer hair just kind of like fluffing in front of your face. And then eventually you stick the stick down, place the helmets on it, and the wind just blows it off like maybe 20 feet, and then you go and you grab it, and then you put it back on, and then you kind of...
Okay, can I put
get
it like
stable.
against the wall or
Yeah.
something? Okay.
Alright. And Eldritch Blast?
Yeah, no, I'm just gonna keep doing that. Just
Okay. Sword out.
target practice.
With the sword?
You should roll
Can I?
to see how good your accuracy is. Just saying.
Okay.
Wait, can I
Blow up
like
the wall.
watch how she casts?
Should I roll like
Sometimes you can also
4
roll
or
and
something,
watch.
and then
No, roll here. This
Actually,
Or should I-
well,
percentage?
no,
This set
we'll
has-
just... Okay, it's not a
No.
moving target. We'll just say that you are practicing.
really good.
Not really, really good, but you miss a few, but you're practicing, so it's
Okay.
just like...
can I shape water into like a 5-foot like ice sculpture?
No. It's a cantrip. No. It literally says it can't shape it into detailed
That's true.
things. It
Just
can
a
only
block
be...
of ice.
Stoneheart's just gonna
You
be
just notice-
standing there, leaning against the wall and just
Earth is just sitting there, and then he like sees some water, and then he goes like this, and a bunch of ice cubes just...
I really love this cantrip. It's really fun.
It is.
I can tell.
How do you guys aim?
I point at things.
That's it?
Pretty much.
Think about it.
Kind of point off in the distance, and a bolt of like ice just kind of like the rain just kind of freezes around his hand, and flies off in the distance.
Candle
Drops off.
guides me.
The candle.
I mean, if you think about it,
Nobody
he's
knows.
never actually missed. So
Nobody notices Slib there. He's just kind of sitting there.
He spawned in.
actually, I was gonna turn this. You know, so I've seen me and
I've seen
I know I've seen me and others miss our spells many times, but I've never actually seen you miss one of your missing things. Why is that?
I say candle guides me. You believe in candle?
He's good.
Candle
Magic,
helps
man.
hit shots.
And Stoneheart's gonna walk towards Tarantula, who's sitting by the fire, I'm guessing.
Yes. Every now and then she stares up at that place where the quote-unquote rock was.
I asked the same question. How do you aim?
With my eyes?
Show me.
Okay. What should I aim for? And she pulls out her, short bow and an arrow.
What's around that can be?
The rock.
That
A
goddamn
lot of
rock.
rocks, and outside a window you see Elena just kind of like a flash of red energy, and then an explosion of red light.
I'm just gonna grab a rock off the ground and just gonna. Is there like a piece of the wall I can push this rock into? Like there's like a hole in the ground? Well, because okay,
There's a window. You could put it.
I'm gonna put it in the window
Okay.
and
It blows up.
burn for that.
Maybe about 30 feet away.
Okay. Would I make an attack roll for
Make an
it?
attack roll.
Okay. Ooh, that's not too good, bruh. 6 plus 5, 11 to hit the rock.
11 to hit the rock.
What is that block?
11 to hit the rock. Ah.
Yeah.
Armor class is like 24.
Yeah.
How big is it?
Say it's like no
5
5
5-foot rock.
It's my brain. It's like
He
a.
just picked up this 5-foot stone and knocked it over there.
It's like a 5-inch rock.
5-inch rock. Okay.
Still a pretty big rock.
Okay.
I think that's
How much did you roll?
11.
11. That hits. It just kind of bounces off, ricochets, and flies out into the rain outside, and you just see it spin off into the
Ripped
distance.
my
You-
arrow,
you just see it.
bruh.
You just see it get caught in the wind and just spin off into the distance.
Pretty good. Try again.
I'm not sure if I want to use up any more arrows.
I drop like my thing of arrows that I have.
Does he actually have a thing?
Yeah, I do.
He has a huge backpack. It's like it's a big backpack. Yeah.
Oh, okay. And she grabs an arrow and aims for the rock again.
This is just training montage.
7
some
plus
music.
5.
Hits.
Okay.
Well, pretty good.
Why do you ask?
I don't know. Those magic freaks out there don't really aim that much, so I'm just bored.
Please tell me we can hear him.
And
Okay.
he's gonna pick up his little rapier. He's gonna throw it at the rock.
God dang.
Make an attack roll with disadvantage.
With disadvantage?
You're throwing a rapier.
God needs a roll
The
for that.
balance
Is that
on
a
it, I think it's
melee?
god awful. No, it's
No, what do I roll? What do
It's-
I add?
So I want
It's
to
an
cast magic
attack
and
roll.
rolls to intercept.
it's an attack roll.
That's a natural 20.
That's a natural 20
Let's
with
go.
disadvantage.
Oh, that's well, I'm fudged. Yeah, that's 4. So BS.
I was gonna say, like, with disadvantage.
God,
You know,
no.
Ryan, all the weight in a rapier is in the handle.
Okay, just chuck it.
You like chuck it and it just like it like
It looks like it's gonna hit it.
so yeah. you chuck it, it flies about 5 feet, and then all the weight in the handle just kind of flops it. It hits into the ground and just clatters.
He's like, looks at it, like, okay.
Okay.
He doesn't even go to get it, pick it up. He's just gonna leave it there.
It's not a rapier, it's a saber.
Yeah, he's a rapier.
Oh, okay.
Bro, it's full artillery. I mean,
Bro, what is in his backpack?
Everything.
Tarantula's gonna.
There's a gun in there
uh,
somewhere.
Tarantula's gonna run up, grab it, and then run back to Stoneheart and give it back.
That's
Like
unnecessary.
a retriever.
I don't really need this anymore.
Oh, okay. And she just drops it.
Do you have a quick question? How big is Elena's little like training dummy?
It is about the size of a human head.
Okay.
Humanoid head.
Can I like cast minor illusion on it and just give it a face?
Whose face?
Just some random like guard.
Stoneheart's face.
What's the save to tell if it's fake?
Oh,
13?
I think.
I'll just use your spell save.
Yeah, it is my spell save. Yeah.
Okay.
Which is 13.
13. Make a perception. Are you trying to discern if it's real or not, or are you just
Can I see it from where I am? Like see tells if
about
there's a
30?
face.
Yeah, maybe it'll look a little. You'll see a nose. Like maybe it's just kind of like.
Sure, I'll make a perception check.
It's gonna be such a waste.
Can you waste a spell slot on that?
No, it's a cantrip.
I got a 6.
You got a 6.
It's just the guy.
So I
that
can't
lot.
even see it.
You can see like maybe a nose like peeking out where there wasn't one before, but you kind of blinked away in the rain. Anyway.
Ghost.
Yeah, it's just like so like you Aerith, you just kind of like sit there and peek out, and you see like all the fog and condensation in the general area starts to reflect the light differently as you just kind of like sit there, eyes light up a little bit, and then
Okay. In response to seeing this, Elena's gonna kind of like squint at it, and then kind of brushing it out of her mind, she puts one foot back, and then raises both hands and casts 2 Eldritch Blasts, kind of boom boom, one after the other, and then as she's doing that, she runs forward, and then leaps, pulls her sword out, and cuts it down kind of through the middle.
Okay. I'm gonna end the illusion. Cast message on Elena. And go, ooh, I'm the ghost of the armor. Ooh.
Elena, you just hear this voice echoing in your head.
So I successfully cut the thing in half.
I'll say yeah, sure.
Okay,
Yeah,
so I cut the thing in half.
and
Then
then
How dare you?
Elena, wait one second.
you just hear this echoing in your head. Yeah.
Elena, standing in between these 2 pieces of wood and the split helmet, kind of looks at Aerith.
No,
Stop it.
no, you can't. Oh well, actually, it is Aerith's. What? Yeah, it sounds like it's coming from. Yeah, it is Aerith's voice though. Yeah.
Ares just kind of snickers and walks back inside. Worth a shot.
After a few hours, the rain and wind start to recede, and soon it reduces back down to a drizzle. You have the feeling that the storms are for the week are kind of starting to come to the end.